guys, it's Maggie and I am back today for Vlogmas day 13, and so that means it's December 13th, which means it is 1 year exactly since I had my colon and rectum removed and anus sewn shut. So I thought I would sit down, talk a little bit about it. This is going to be less educational, more so just my thoughts a year later, how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, what I thought went well, what I thought didn't go well, and yeah, we'll just talk about that. I get the question all the time, why did you take such an extreme measure? Why would you get this surgery done? Like, can't you just live with an ostomy and your colon and rectum can just hang out? And in some people's cases, it's okay. For me, I wound up getting diversion colitis. It was later determined, I actually recently went through my surgical notes and the histology of my specimens that they took from my colon and rectum. They sent my rectum to the lab and they looked at it and they said it was probably diversion colitis over Crohn's disease, active Crohn's disease in my colon and rectum. So, and without being reconnected, there was no way to get rid of diversion colitis. There are enemas that you could do, but I couldn't do enemas because I had a stricture that could not be healed. It was too scarred. So I made the ultimate decision because after 10 years? Yeah, it's 10 years about, that I was just miserable. I was so miserable, running to the bathroom all the time. It's totally normal for your colon to make mucus and for you to expel that mucus when you have an ostomy and you still have your colon. And I'd always had that. I'd always had maybe a tablespoon of mucus every couple of days. And by the time that I had my colectomy and proctectomy, I was having about a cup of mucus a day, so I was just bloated beyond belief. And because I had this stricture in my anus, which is basically a narrowing, I couldn't easily get rid of that mucus. I would be straining in the bathroom, and I was spending hours in the bathroom every day, feeling really nauseated, and I would get car sick, things like that. We couldn't drive anywhere. We couldn't do a long drive without me taking Dramamine or Zofran or Phenergan, anything like that. After surgery, that went away. It was crazy, all of the coincidences that I had. I also felt like nutritionally, my colon was taking a lot of my nutrients away from the rest of me, so I just felt terrible. I was weak. And now I feel like I'm getting stronger. I'm absorbing my food for once. I am not iron deficient. I am not vitamin D deficient anymore on my own. I mean, I take a daily vitamin, but I don't do anything crazy. So it's pretty cool. Before surgery, I know I made a video about how I was going to combat the incision that I would have because of where it is between your cheeks is a very high tension area. You don't realize how much it moves until you get surgery there, and you realize, oh, you sit on it, you stretch it apart all the time. It's it's very mobile, even though it doesn't seem like a very mobile place. So I made a video talking about how I was going to prevent that wound breaking down, and even with all the steps I took, it still broke down because it's just where it is. In my video yesterday, I talked about how the wound split open again, and I had some great comments about things I could do. So hopefully I'll be talking to my surgeon soon and figuring out how we can drain out potentially whatever's up there. There's definitely something like a little cyst or something that needs to be drained and cleaned out first, and then I think I won't have any trouble with it healing up. I look back at the video from in the hospital, my hospital stay from surgery, seeing my face so swollen. We were laughing really hard about how swollen my face got, and it was just the position that you're in for this surgery. They actually put my belly with my butt in the air, so that was a little unusual, a little nerve-wracking for me, especially to fall asleep in that position, because I've always been used to falling asleep on your back. But that's how they did it. And I remember the day after surgery being super, let's go for walks. I'm gonna do all these laps. I'm gonna get my walks in, because as a nurse, that's what I always encouraged my patients to do, is try to get up and do your laps as often as possible. It's good for you. It prevents the clots and whatnot. It prevents pneumonia because you're breathing and you're moving. And I was really proud of myself for doing as many laps as I did, but it was hard. It was hard. It was no joke. And then I remember leaving the hospital, and I hadn't had any pain medications for a couple of hours because they were just, you know, the nurses were busy. They were getting the discharge paperwork together, and then we had to go down to the pharmacy to get my meds. And so by the time we got in the car, I was in so much pain. It's a super painful surgery to have. I won't, you know, I'm not going to kid anybody about it, but every day it got better. It did. It took time. It took a lot of patience and work and not sitting on your butt and using a waffle pillow. But I'm at the point, even though there's still an incision, I feel like I'm on repeat, but I don't have pain from it unless I'm like actively in the wound caring for it. I don't have pain sitting. I don't have pain moving around anymore. So it's like, it's just so nice to not have constant pain, because even before, when I had all the pieces intact, when I would sit down, if I like sat kind of funny, I could feel it. I could feel pain kind of like shoot upwards into me. So it's very nice not to be dealing with that anymore, not sitting in the bathroom all day. The amount of times that I called out of work because I just was sick. I remember this one time. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I remember this one time where I was working night shift that night, and I was sleeping on the couch, and I woke up. I was just miserable. I was so nauseated. I was gagging. I just couldn't go in. Like, you didn't want me working with children, trying to be a nurse, throwing up in their room. And I called, and one of my good friends that actually came to my wedding was charge nurse, and I like broke down crying on her, and I was like, Katie, I can't come. I'm so sick. I think I thought it was a blockage at the time, but I think it was just everything welling up into, you know, you got to get this done. And I had it done within a couple of months from that point. But she was so understanding, and she was like, yeah, stay home. Like, please take care of yourself. But I was so upset because you just feel unreliable. Like, you feel like a bad worker. I'm happy now that if I were to get a nursing job again, I feel like I could physically do it. And I was spending a lot of time in the bathroom at my job, which was really hard. There were I remember a couple of shifts where, like, the urgency was terrible. I would be in a room trying to give meds, and it would be like a kid that just didn't want to take their medicines, or, you know, a parent would be asking questions, and I'm like, hurry the bleep up, because I gotta get to the bathroom. I need to get to the bathroom right now, or, like, I don't know, I'm gonna run into your bathroom. Like, that's not how you want your job to go. So that being said, I'm very happy I made this decision, and I have gotten comments before from people saying that I could have taken other measures, and there were other things I could have tried, diets I could have tried, this and that. I'm like, it's been 10 years of this. 10 years of me trying things. This was the answer. This was my answer. It's not right for everybody. It worked for me. I'm glad I made this decision, and I would not change it. If I could go back in time, I would not change it one bit. So my PSA on that. Now I'm going to get ready because Zach and I are going to go on a little adventure, which I will share with you tomorrow, but it's kind of to celebrate me physically being able to do a whole lot more. So thank you all for watching this video. If you're getting proctocolectomy surgery, let me know down below, or if you've had it, share your story below for anybody who's looking into it, because it's a scary decision to make. Alright guys, hope you're feeling good, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.